Welcome back everybody. It is an absolutely stunning November morning. The thermometer hit -3 on the way down. The road was all frosty. Even the beach was froze. The pebbles were stuck together. It was really quite different, I gotta say that. But we're here, we're on the beach, we're gonna chuck some bait together. Look at it, it's absolutely glorious. You don't even need to have fishing tackle to appreciate and have a good fucking moment right now. It is absolutely stunning. Look at it, absolutely gorgeous. Such a crisp, fresh, stunning morning, just makes you feel alive, and that's exactly what I feel. So on that note, I better get my gear together, get some bait on some hooks, get them in the water, see if we can catch one of those unicorns. Here we go. Let's hope this cold snap has pushed some of those eels further out and the baits can sit out there a bit longer, just in case there's a codlin swimming around and it fancies my bit of crab. Let's get this first in the water, see if we catch a fish. What I've done is quickly just put 2 pulleys on, bang some crab and squid, and banged it out there with a rotten bottom. Sometimes you get lucky and the fish are straight away in front you on a venue. Sometimes you've got to work hard to draw them in, get them following that scent trail, and then you make your luck as you go along. And fishing is about luck, it always is. You get a lot of experience and knowledge, and that really helps, and it cuts down your probability of error on certain stuff, having that experience and that knowledge and that understanding how things work. But we all get lucky. Me and Lewis were down here maybe 2 weeks ago. We had 4 eels each plus other fish. My 4 eels were all sizable, only one of his was, and that was random. Another night it could have been the other way round. You can't choose the size of the fish you catch sometimes with fishing. A lot of the time you can't, and you can't always choose what species you catch, especially in the Bristol Channel. There's a lot of random fish swimming around, and we may be fishing for codlin today, but we may, as what happened 8-9 months ago, I picked up a 30-pound eel here. You can't plan for that. It's the luck or unlucky factor, which is an element in everybody's day-to-day fishing. So this is what we got today. We got a lovely box of crab. I went for a nice drive with the wife yesterday and picked up some lovely bait to make sure I got some good bait for the next couple of weeks. Basically, it's really simple. You get out of life what you put in, and I wanted some good bait for the next couple of weeks, try and catch a codlin. So I went for a drive, went and seen Steve Little, picked up some nice bait, and there it is, all sorted in my fridge at home, on the beach, on some hooks, hoping that a unicorn comes along and swims around. People complain about the price of crab, and I completely get it. It is expensive. I'm more concerned about the availability of it, because hence yesterday I had to drive a 200-mile round trip to go pick up my bait, and I was willing to do that because I want to do well with my fishing. I want to enjoy my fishing and get the most out of it. We're all different. We all have different elements in our life which contribute to the factors of how much effort and time we can put in. But everything in fishing is expensive. There's people out there with a box full of £700 fixed spool reels on a beach. A multiplier now will cost you £300. Nothing is cheap in fishing. A pack of hooks is expensive, and it's not the tackle shop's fault. They're just trying to get by and make a living so they can provide for their families and themselves. They're not trying to rape the world and stuff. It's not them who are forcing the prices on the cost of stuff. So fishing is expensive in general, and we're really lucky to have the tackle shops. If you've got a tackle shop local to you, do your best to support it. Buy some stuff there, even if it's only a few bits and pieces every week, because all of that adds up and makes it different. Because the online sales at the moment, they're driving out the tackle shops, and unfortunately we do need the tackle shops. I completely get it. People are entitled to buy online and to provide a service online, and it's great because it gives you that practicality that you can just go on your phone without leaving the house, and it's fabulous. We've all done it, I've done it, but we need the tackle shops. Tackle shops are fundamental to the community. All your separate communities around the UK, the tackle shops are fundamental to our fishing community, so please make sure you support the tackle shop. Right, so I put out some pulleys to start with, but I am going to fish some other rigs for the day. As normal, I like to fish 2 hookers and 3 hookers, mix things up and try and fish for bites for what's out there. You can't always target a certain species. Yes, I got crab out there hoping for a codlin, but it's important that you get the most out of your session and you fish for bites. Okay, so I got a 3 hooker here left from Sunday. This is one of the ones that I did manage to get back in on Roost Point on the flood after piling up tackle after tackle after tackle, fishing there on the flood. It's not a good idea, really not clever. So my free hookers, this is a free hook clip down. It's really important to keep everything streamlined on your free hookers and two hookers, because it's easy for them to get bulked up and sort of a bit clustered. So streamline everything. Now this is a free hooker, size 1 cams, B940Us. I've checked the hooks are still sharp, they're sticking in my nails, I'm happy to use it. There's the top, okay, the top of my rig. I see a lot of people fishing a bead next to the crimp. You don't need to fish a bead next to that crimp in between the spring, okay? The spring sits perfectly, absolutely like it's designed to do, up against that crimp, as you can see. And that is the top of my free hook paternoster rig here. That spring will compress when I clip it down, and then if the snoods stretch a bit, then that spring will take up that little bit of slack tension. There we go, tips up. Let's have a look at that. Nice eel around £5. That's only been in the water a few minutes, but we're into fish straight away. A really nice start, and we got lucky with that one because we must have landed right on his head. It's literally in the water a few minutes. Not the fish we wanted. He's freezing, absolutely freezing cold, this fish. I'm not surprised. I'm warm. We've got plenty of base layers on. Let's chuck this back, shall we? Get her back where she belongs. It's tied up in a knot, smashed up. You got to say that was another reel. I got nothing prepared. Those 2 bites were instant, so I got to get rid of this camera and get some bait sorted to go and catch some fish. Another one missed. Clearly eeled to hell and back. Absolutely wrapped up like holy shit. Look at it. So I think I gotta concentrate on the pulleys today, maybe. Well, there's a bite on your rod. I've missed 2 already. I've barely been here half hour. The sun's coming up. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at it. It's stunning. I better have a look and see if this fish is on there. Another strapper. I got nothing ready. Nothing ready. Everything is happening instantly. There's a lot of fish here. I was hoping these eels weren't going to be here, but they are, so I think the chance of catching a codlin is pretty slim to get through all these eels. But you never know. Live in hope. Hope is a powerful tool. I think sometimes when it's really frantic, and it's not always like this. The other day down Lavenock it was pretty slow. Another Nap was quite busy last week, and Roost Point was quite busy. But I think it's important that you slow down. Just got one in the water now. I've just had to retie a leader knot because that is my leader there, and my rig clip was all the way down here somewhere. That's a free hooker, completely smashed up by that other fish. And just slow down, take everything one step at a time. I don't like tying knots on the beach. I try my best not to try a single knot on the beach. So for me to tie a knot today, I'm gutted. All my rotten bottoms tied, everything's always tied. My reels, leaders on, tied. I don't tie knots on beaches until this morning. Right, breathe, appreciate the moment. Right, let's catch more fish. Back in the day, you could not beat for codlin a nice bit of black lug with a bit of crab. So that's what we'll put out next. And hopefully not catch an eel. Down Penarth. They're lovely small tides. I really like the small tides down Penarth. There's not too much power in the tide, and a lot of the high water marks in South Wales do fish better on the smaller tides. And I think the big tides, there's too much water, there's too much energy, and there's too much going on for the fish to really get down and feed. The low water marks are different, they fish different, but the high water marks, I do prefer the smaller tides. It's a beautiful morning. For those of you who don't know, my name's Di Llewellyn. I like to go fishing, I like to build rods, But ultimately, people are my main focus, and I like to make people happy. I like to solve their problems, fix their rods, put people on fish, and help whatever I can. So if you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. Let me get my words out, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're having a good day. Well, that bite was really bizarre. I got a tiny little eel. It's not even in size, it's probably around 50 centimetres. I took that crab and black, which I banged out. I looked up, it was nice. I had about 15 minutes without any attention on the rods, and I was like baiting up and stuff. I looked up and the one rod was absolutely arched over and doubled, and it came up and it went again and up and up and up, and I picked it up and held it, and there was nothing happening. But it certainly wasn't a bite off an eel like that. So it was right out there, it was a good distance out, and it was doubled over in the stands. I think something, the top of the bait was showing out of the fish's mouth, and I think something had come along and taken that bait on the top and was pulling this little guy around for a bit of a journey. It don't matter the size, they're all beautiful. One day I might catch him when he's a record. I am so lucky. Emma's been baking cookies again, but not cookies, she's done biscuits this time. So lucky. We had a lovely day yesterday, nice balance of life at the moment. I went out for the day, went and picked up the bait, went for food, did some Christmas shopping, went for food again, spent the full day together. And life's about balance. Like this morning, I'm going to have a couple of hours here, I'm going to go home, maybe build rods for 8 hours. So I can, because I've had that decompression, that balance of life. I found for many years in my life I've just worked from 5 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. It's no good for you. All you need is a positive environment, positive people, and people that are happy to see you do well. If you've got negative energy, negative people in your life, get rid of them. Change them to people who are happy for you to be happy. I'm so lucky. There's a bite. Let's have a look-see. Eel. Another tidy, fat, chunky eel. Probably pushing 3 kilos. Took that bit of blackened crab, don't know if you can see it, bit of blackened crab there. Nice fish. That swam over the other line. I was thinking, oh, have we got something different, have we? No, it's a bloody conger again, but I don't care. There we go. Let's get the old Timu pliers back out. There we go. Hooks are out. Ah, they got so much power, these fish. Big, strong jaws, and those teeth are small, but they are razor sharp. They will slice a whiting straight in half with no problem. They'll just grab it, spin, and bang. Let's get it back. Well, I won a breath of wind this morning. It was forecast northwesterly. It's just turned southerly now, coming in at me a bit. It's warmed up a little bit. I think the tide's going to turn early today. I just got a funny feeling. Sometimes they don't always get it right when you look at these apps and the information. Sometimes it's spot on, sometimes it's not. I got a feeling it's going to turn a bit early. Went up to 4 fish, 4 eels, no codling, no sign of him. That one bite, that really nice pullover where that little eel was on. I reckon that might have been a hound trying to take the crab off there. Lewis had a hound here last week, so we'll see what happens. Might get a dog or a whiting turn up. I'm going to give it at least another hour's fishing. I'm not in it for the long haul. I fished 2 hours at a flood, and yeah, I might do an hour back. So I'm not sure what the time is now. It's got to be about 9:30. High's supposed to be 10. So we'll just take it as it comes and enjoy the morning. Enjoy that. Look at it, beautiful. I think I need a bit of a shave. I get a bit too much grey showing through. I think I need to get rid of that. Make myself look a bit younger. Oh, we got a bite now as we're talking. Another little one. Let's give a 2-hooker a go this time. Still on the rotten bottom. Some 1/0s, bit of crab on the bottom, bit of sand eel on the top. 18 inch, 30 pounds. Bang it out there. See if we can pick up something a bit different than an eel. Look at that, typical of a little eel. It's absolutely wedged in this gob. I don't think that's quite in size. It's close. I don't think it is though. Should be quite easy to unhook. There we go. What was that? I think that was half an anchovy and a bit of crab on the side. Lovely, look at him. Really aggressive. They are so aggressive and full of energy. They're freezing. I've got to get this back because it's really hurting my hands. Well, that tide's definitely turned. Those tips have got a nice bend in them. Nice drop in, small tides. Means that we shouldn't get too much debris in the water. So we shouldn't be getting picked up off the beach on a rising tide. Every day is picking up all this weed you can see on the beach and dragging that into the water, and that really impacts you on a turd when the tide changes. But on these dropping tides there shouldn't be a lot of weed in the water, which is good. That southerly wind has definitely brought a nip in the air and it's chopped the water up quite a bit. It's quite choppy now. So what we've got a 11 knot point, half a mile over there. 11 knot point's a right angle. So when the tide turns, you've got all this massive water trying to pull round that point, which creates a massive tide run on Penarth. And at the moment we've got wind against tide, southerly going that way, tide going that way. I don't think that's going to affect the practicality of fishing too much today, but it's really important now that you cast up tide, let a nice bow off, sink that lead and that leader to the bottom, and that'll help anchor you down and hold bottom. Oh, I'm gutted. I just missed a lovely slack line. They're both tips were double over in the stand. I looked up, it was up, and it went over. I got to the rod, retrieved all the slack. By the time I got to it, my rig was about 30 yards out. It must have been a bass, but it's just charged straight into the beach, and they're shaking the hooks. They're so quick, they're so fast. Sometimes they're really hard to hook in, and that one was no exception. And I've been done. He's out there, he's still out there, so there's still a chance. So there we go, look, my lead was still on there, it didn't even snap the lead off, it dragged the whole rig for about 40 yards inshore, and I'll show you the bait now. It's a lump of mackerel and crab, and he's picked it up and he's swam and he's charged and he's completely done me, the little bastard. Some people get really frustrated and really pissy over losing fish and missing fish. I've got to be honest, I don't. That's why we do it, the challenge. Sometimes you win, sometimes you beat them, sometimes you don't, and in that case I didn't. It's how it goes. You know, I've lost so many fish and missed so many bites over the years. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in matches, pleasure fishing, you name it. You sort of get used to it. You get humbled all the time by this sport, and that's what it is. It's a humbling, and you just got to take it on the chin, pick yourself up, and go again. Get some more bait on those hooks, and get back in the water. Look at this. I was just about to go home. I reeled in my one rod, and I'm thinking my battery's on 10%. I gotta go, because if I catch a codlin, I'm not going to be able to record it. But wait. Look at that. Look at that. I am absolutely over the moon. I picked it up. I was like, oh, there's something on you, but is there? I'm thinking, this is staying down. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? Look at that. Absolutely over the moon. I cannot describe to you how happy I feel at the moment. I got to sack this, but I got to get this recorded for the cod comp. Look at that. Happy days. Listen, tight lines, thank you for watching. If I can help with anything, please give us a message.